I want to tell you a story about this little girl I used to know whose thoughts were so mad it felt like she was going to blow, and she did. Time and time again she'd be lay there awake wondering, what does it all mean? How does she relate to this place, to this world, to this thing we call Earth? What's her purpose? What's her meaning in this vast universe? What is time? What is love? What are feelings? What is trust? What is life? What is death? If she could just take a breath and be still. Then she realised she was born to create love instead of hate, hope instead of pain. Yes, that was her fate. But how do you tell a little girl that what she's feeling is fine when we live in a world where questioning's a crime? Because it's not just now. On the day that we're born and we first open our eyes, or we're fed from that day forward with lies and more lies. Lies about reality, lies about perception. And then when we're 4, we head into reception, and man, that's when the fun really begins. You see, I thought we went to school to get an education, but it turns out it was just indoctrination. And unless you obey and conform to the system, you're cast aside and told that you don't listen, when in reality, it's not that you're bad or want to be disrespectful. So why does going against the grain seem so radical? Flash forward to 7 and she steps on the grass walking back from church hand in hand with the class, when the teacher turns round and tells her to get off, and she simply asks why, then gets her telling off. And she stood at the wall in the hall for asking why she can't be stood on the grass, when the head comes over and tells her to say sorry and that she won't get far in life being so sassy. But they were brought up in a world where children didn't speak, and you got further in life by simply being weak, but all that did was condition them to teach that it's actually an illusion, this thing called free speech. Then when we're 11, we head into year 7 and the punishment becomes after-school detention. Yes, this is where the stakes are raised in terms of conditioning, and this girl decided there and then to make it her mission to always speak out when something wasn't right. And sometimes that meant putting up a fight, but don't be misled in terms of her intention. Yes, she was always being guided and followed her intuition. At 13 years old, she got into spirituality, and connecting with spirit became part of her reality. But again, that's not something that's taught of in school, because unless you can physically prove it, well, you must be a fool. But correct me if I'm wrong in this way of thinking that the materialistic view of the world is gradually sinking, and as we raise the vibrations every day, love and compassion are leading the way. At 18 years old, the little girl had evolved, and she was now a woman not doing what she was told. And for the next 8 years, she travelled the globe, escaping this city, especially the cold. And as she continued to develop her soul, she lost this feeling of being controlled, because freedom really is of the mind. And if you're always honest, true and kind, then everything else will fall into place. Don't let your uniqueness go to waste. We are all souls living a human experience, and existence really does precede essence. So please keep on building this resistance, because I'm more than ready to go the distance. On the 29th of March 1995, this soul came into the world to keep spirituality alive. So as we continue to raise the vibe, she's here to tell you that it's her time to thrive.